Welcome back to Nick's Algebraics. So for the past couple of videos, I've been talking about expressions and writing them and simplifying them, but now we're going to talk about equations. So an equation is a statement that two expressions are equal. And you might be wondering, what's the difference between an expression and an equation? So an expression would be something like 2x plus 1. So that's an expression. It just has a couple of terms in it. But an equation would be something like 2x plus 1 equals 5. So an equation has an equal sign in it. Because, as I said, it's a statement that two expressions are equal. So let's translate this sentence into an equation. 7 times a number squared is 5 times the difference of k and m. So let's start with the beginning part. 7 times a number squared. That's 7n squared. For a number, we'll use the variable n. And it's 7 times that squared, so that's going to be simply 7n squared. Next part is. And is means equals to. Just like 1 plus 1 is 2, that's the same thing as 1 plus 1 equals 2. It is 5 times the difference of k and m. So the difference of k and m is k minus m, because difference means subtraction. And it's 5 times that, so we're going to do 5 times all of that. And that's all. We have 7n squared equals 5 times k minus m. Let's do another example. 15 times the number subtracted from 80 is 25. So let's start with the first part, 15 times a number. So remember, we're going to use the variable n for number, and 15 times n is just 15n. And the second part is subtracted from 80. So we're taking this 15n and we're subtracting it from 80. We're not doing 15n minus 80, because that means I'm subtracting 80 from 15n. But over here, we're subtracting 15n from 80, which is what it's asking for. And the next part is 25, so it equals 25. Now, a lot of people mix up equation and formula, but what a formula is, it's a rule for the relationship between certain quantities. And you've probably used some formulas before. For example, to find the perimeter of a square, you add up the sides. So s plus s plus s plus s. And there's 4 sides, so that's why I wrote 4 s's. And s plus s plus s plus s, that's basically 4s, because there's an invisible 1 there. So we know that the formula to find the perimeter of a square is p equals 4s. And you would plug in s, and let's say s is like 5 centimeters, then you would plug that in and you would get the perimeter. So formula shows the relationship between these two quantities. So let's translate this sentence into a formula. The area of a triangle equals the product of 1/2 the length of the base and the height. So let's start with the first part. The area of a triangle equals. So the area of a triangle, for area we'll use the variable a, and that equals the product of 1/2 the length of the base and the height. So it's product means multiplication, so we're multiplying 1/2 by the length of the base and the height. So we're multiplying it by the base and the height. So BH. And that's it. And you could also multiply the 1/2 out. So you could write it as, this is B over 1, this is H over 1. and multiply it together and get BH over 2, which is the same thing. So let's translate this into a formula as well. Celsius temperature C is 5/9 times the difference of the Fahrenheit temperature F and 32. So we're using C for Celsius and F for Fahrenheit. So Celsius is 5/9, so C equals 5/9 times the difference of Fahrenheit temperature F and 32. So 5/9 times the difference of Fahrenheit and 32. So difference, remember, means subtraction. So we're subtracting F and 32. So I could use this formula to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit from Celsius. So now let's work backwards. Let's get this equation and put it into a sentence. So let's start with the first part. 6 times z. So that's just 6 times z. And then we're subtracting 15, so minus 15. The next part is equals 45. It's pretty obvious. Now for this one, we have y to the power of 2 added to 3x. So we could write the sum of y squared and 3 times x is, because is means equals to, w. And that's it for today. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and turn on your notifications. I'll see you soon.